best industry. We all knew that one. We seen already other industries changes. Other industries went up and down, and all these changes we seen it. But at the same time, our industry, how steady we was in. We all knew that one. Then okay, the question we're going to ask every single one, ask ourselves, how we going to make million of this industry? Making million. We came here to make millions. Then what we going to do? What we going to do? Okay, this is the question. Okay. Again, every single one of us have to, from January 1st and onwards. If you don't do it January 1st, today, January 7th, this is not too late. We can start today. We can start from today and onwards. We have to make a schedule for ourselves. Okay, for example, first you set the ceiling. How much money you want to make this year? Not only making money, anybody can make money, but the money, how much money you saving for yourself and reinvesting yourself to make as a passive income. That passive income can come from your rental properties, or your passive income can come from investing in the interest portion or mortgage industry, whatever. How much money you're going to make after tax, how much money going to you save, and how much money you're going to invest. This is the one you had to understand, and every single one you had to do it. This is yours, your life. Nobody going to control your life. You are the only one going to control your life. Okay. Again, now the real estate industry, and you had to make a promise for yourself. Then only it's going to work. Okay. You had to make a schedule. So it's a kind of business plan. Business plan. We're going to do the business plan. We will send you guys the time when you go to the business plan in the training center. Me and Kanan. We'll do it together for the business plan for you guys. We will arrange the business plan soon, and we will message you guys for the business plan in-house, not the Zoom. In-house business plan as soon as possible. But at the same time, okay, you had to have a goal set. How much money we're going to make? How much time we're going to spend for the real estate? We had to spend the time. We had to think about it first, and we had to spend the time for the real estate industry. When we are spending the time for the real estate industry, you had to make a schedule. What you're going to do everyday basis. From the morning you wake up and you went to go to bed. And again, the same word I repeat until you reach your goal. Your goals may be keeping 1 million in the bank. That's a very minimum I can set up these days. Today's standard and today's Canadian dollar and the country you are in and your profession. Setting 1 million in your bank account is a very minimum goal. And if you set up $1 million in your bank account, until your goal set, Monday and Sunday is equal. Every single day, sunrise and sunset. You have to focus. Don't give excuse. We have a party, we have a wedding, we have a function, and do all this one. You have to do it first yourself. First, you have to do everything after you finish your goal. You can spend more time with those weekend for the parties and weekend spending for other cultural events or anything. Set up the goal and work towards your goal set. If you are a full-time employee in another place and you are going to do only part-time, set up only 4 hours a day. But only thing is, I really like the word, Mike Ferry's word. Mike Ferry is the senior trainer. Mike Ferry's word, I really like that word. What is the word is? Your schedule. Once you make the schedule, nobody can touch it, including yourself. That's the word, including yourself. If you set up the schedule and you sleep next day, it's no point. The next year you have to start the New Year resolution and the goal set again. No, just to set it up. Be strong. Please be strong. Please be strong. But the goal you're setting up, you must do it. And if you are a person, you can wake up early. It doesn't matter. Waking up early is not an issue. I just picking as an example. You set up the schedule, whatever is convenient to you. Know yourself first. That's Bhagavad Gita. I always repeat. Well, you have to know yourself, who you are and what you can do, what you cannot do. First, you set up your goal, who you are and what you can do it. From there, increase a little bit, stretch a little bit more, 10 minutes, 15 minutes more. In that case, you can push yourself. Plus, in your schedule, when I say in your schedule, everyday schedule, morning to night, your mental energy, physical energy, both are very important. Physical energy is very important, and the mental energy also very important. How to bring the physical energy? At least few minutes exercise and yoga and all these ones. That's you have to do it for your body. And the mental energy, just listen whatever you like. I'm not saying the motivation only. Motivation sometimes is good and bad too. Anyway, motivation is good, or mostly more high percentage is good. But what do you make you happy that particular day? Maybe listening the old songs, or listening some good speeches. Anything may make you good for the morning. You have to do that one. And the best thing to do for your mental energy, don't laugh. Laughing yourself. At least 30 seconds. I'm not saying 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. 30 seconds. Early morning. If you can able to laugh like an actress. Actors are laughing in the movies. That's a fake laugh anyway. But same thing, you can laugh in the morning. 30 seconds. Start with 30 seconds and increase to 1 minute every day morning. Then you will feel the difference. Please don't laugh on me. Just try. You can understand. That's part of the yoga. Laughing exercise is one of the part of the yoga. That's very good in the morning. But if you do that one, your mood change, your mind change, and you can you feel difference, guys. Please, the new year from this new year, try. I'm not asking you hours and hours, just 30 seconds. Laugh very loud. Not very loud in the worship. Laugh. Okay, but practice a few things, and every single one of you make a schedule. Your business. You don't need to use a big word as a business plan. Yes, your daily schedule. What you're going to do. How many hours you're going to spend on marketing? How many hours you're going to? First, you have to create the database and different things. How do you? Where is the pillars? What pillar you going to use to make real estate? What are the pillars you're going to pick to sell houses? Uncle and auntie is finished. Uncle and auntie and brothers sisters, even though brothers sisters, uncle auntie, you sell houses these days, you may give the full commission back to them. Go out and look other people's. Okay, find at least 7 pillars. Find at least 7 pillars, and finally pick 4 pillars. Pillars means real estate industry, where you going to get the clients. Which one is going to control your real estate industry? For example, first friends, second friends to friends. Those are one cycle, and your family members. These are only known peoples. You have to go out with a bigger group. Unknown peoples. Farming, door knocking. That's one of the old style, but still is possible. Database. Create the database. You must create the database. Every single one. Today I'm happy. The very first week. Now I can see some 88, 90 people are in the group right now. Please create the database. If you don't know, create the database. Get together in the training center is there. The training center, the carrying cost for the training center, if it is a regular people's, is the $3,000 to $4,000. For us, you have the training center. Capacity, 100 people's capacity. If we are 10 agents, 10 members, you want to join together and come and sit down and talk to how to create the database, I can help you out. You can do it yourself. You have to make it something. Database is very important. After you make database, is not a big deal. One of the time I was using Top Producer every month, paying the $50 a month, and my secretary was helping to send out the information for every weekly basis. And the database, one of the program, many agent was doing it. Many websites are building database coming up, but you don't need to go that far. Just a Gmail is a free one. Make as a group. Every 100 people, you create every 100 people as a separate group and send it out. Reminders, not the reminders means not the reminders for reminders for not to buy the house or sell the houses. So many other messages. What is going on in the market? What is happening today? I'm going to give you lots of information. What are the changes 2023 government did? What are the changes government did? What increase? What decrease? What is the benefits? What are the advantages? I'm going to talk everything today. You can summarize from the Google. You can go to Google and send it out to the clients. Send it out to your clients. You had to create the database and you had to keep in touch the database. Many trainers saying if you have a database, 5% from the database alone, you can get 5% of your deal. That means you have 100 people in your database, 5 deals. 5 deals, you can get it directly and indirectly from your database, guys. Following is very easy. You don't need even newspaper, guys. We're sadly saying our newspapers, Tamil newspapers or any other newspapers, you think they are journalists and they are writing it? Sorry, I'm not condemning anybody else personally, but they're copying and pasting it. Tamil papers, they're copying from Indian magazines and pasting it, and English papers also same thing. You can copy and paste for the so many messages you can copy and paste and send it to your clients. What are the changes happening? I'm giving some tips. January 1st week, second week, you can say, what are the 2023 changes? I'm going to teach you today. And database, you have to have the database and you have to follow up the database. Every 15 days, you have to follow up the database. Information is always there. Information is not like 30 years ago. Information is very easy to find in the free internet, Google and all these ones. You can get the information and send it out to the people. Whoever like it, they will continuously watch for those ones. That's the way. The bottom part, you have to say, buy, sell houses, call me. Plus, you can say some knowledge side. And once in a while, call the people who are the database and give some public speaking side. Learn that one and give some knowledge for them. How to invest the money, the growth, inflations, growth and everything. Come to the field. We are in the financial field. Come to the field. Bring the question and ask me the question. We can discuss. We have enough space. Okay. Next to the database, you can do the farming. Farming is a really good one. You can go out and do the farming for the unknown people. Open houses. Open house is very important. Social media, Facebook, Instagram. You can name it. You had to get involved. Social medias. I had to thanks to Kannan at this point and tell him directly. I'm telling everybody because it's good for you guys too. After our event, Kannan was posting it Instagram and the Facebook many different time and encourage our agent to post for the Instagram and Facebook for the company's award night. Just we did the award night in our best. Believe me or not, this week alone, I got 5 new agents from different companies, guys. This week alone, most of them came, showed our awards and the YouTube awards and the way we handled the award nights and everything. Even they did a couple of many. This week alone, 5 people came, unknown people came from different companies and joined our office. Okay, you do the same thing, you will get more clients. Social media is one of the important one. If you feel like you don't know much, learn. It's not a hard one. Everything is user-friendly one. Everything is user-friendly these days. Learn. What I am saying, $1 million, minimum million in your bank account. Minimum million going to give you, if you have $1 million, if you save, that's going to give you, I could say roughly $7,000 a month. That's mean multiply by 12, $100,000. It comes every year to you without making. Imagine if you already saved 10 million, you're going to have $1 million come to your pocket free of charge. Doing nothing, you're going to get it. That's a foundation. You have to do it from now. At least say you have to make money and save money, minimum million. Until such time, your goal, you have to focus every single day. Focusing the goal is easy. What you have to do, set up the alarm. I want to tell this message in the about night, but during the busy and everything, I didn't tell you. I'm telling you now. I have happy 110 members are listening this Zoom today. Set up the alarm. Please set up the alarm in your phone. 10 o'clock one alarm and 10:30 one alarm. From 9 o'clock, guys. Please listen carefully. Your smartphone from 9 o'clock. Any important calls come, only answer the phones. Okay, answer the phone calls. Okay, whatever comes. Don't go to social medias. Don't go to WhatsApp. Don't look at the fund. Don't forward the messages without verifying to somebody else. Forget about wasting time. From 9 o'clock, you had to be in the table for the 9 o'clock. If you are a self-employed person, you had to have discipline. You had to sit in the table for 9 o'clock. If you are sitting 9:30, okay, set up the alarm at 9:30 to 10:30. First 1 hour. And another 30 minutes extra time. 2 alarms. I say, okay, for example, if I am sitting at 9 o'clock, I set up the alarm at 10 o'clock and 10:30. That alarm, you have to understand that time you are not looking at social medias, wasting time. Focus whatever you're supposed to do. Write it down what you're supposed to do that week, that month, that year, and focus only that part. See the difference. See the difference in your life. Please set up the alarm. That alarm supposed to tell you, even though the alarm ring and you don't do anything, that's a warning for you. You didn't do your homework. Okay, at least tomorrow you start. We are adults. We don't want anybody to come and teach us. Some people have, after 10 years experience real estate agent saying we are going to the coach. That's mean I feel like they need some guidance. That's the reason they are going to the coach. Beginning, you need a coach. After that one, you had to be yourself. You had to coach yourself. You had to discipline yourself. Okay, already 15 minutes passed. Then I had to go back. Guys, we are in the industry. I come here to finish whatever I prepared and go. Not that one. I want everybody to be success. Every single person in the real estate industry be millionaires. You have to set up your goals. I did that goal for myself in 1990, 95, late 90s. Guys, please do it. Every single one, you can make it. That's the only one. Okay. Other than the everybody put a note. Everybody set up the alarm right now. Based on your time, 10 o'clock and 10:30. No social medias, no wasting time, no forwarding calls, no joking. Only answering the client's call and the important calls and focusing what you had to do that particular day. Do that for 30 days and tell me the results after that one. February 7th, come back and tell me. February 1st, you can come back and tell me the difference. You focusing the important one. How many important one we are missing, guys? Okay. Again, I come back to the real estate side. Put it in the big note in your washroom mirror. Washroom mirror, put it in the big note. What you are not doing it. What you are not doing it, put it in the mirror. That's an old style. I did that one myself because we don't want anybody to teach us. If you print the flyers, if you are not distributing the flyers, put it in the washroom mirror. 1 hour, you're going to 30, 45 minutes, you're going to delivering the flyers. If you don't do it, that's somebody going to tell you, your inner mind going to see you are missing it. Okay, I'll come back to the topic today again. Okay, already 15-20 minutes I spent. Guys, I'm telling this for you guys. Please motivate yourself very highly. Keep your habit in shape. Every week is better. At least every 2 weeks, allocate 10-15 minutes. Sit down without phone. Stop the phone. Not even vibration. Completely stop and think which path you are going in your life. Am I going the right path in my life? What am I going to do in 10 years life? What am I going to do in 5 years life? Every single day. If you go to the parties 5 times a week, you have to understand to stop yourself. Thinking time. Give yourself a thinking time. Discipline yourself. The success in the corner. All right. Anybody can stop me anytime and ask me questions. I'm happy today. We have over 115, close to 115 members the first week of January. Okay, we're going to talk about the message I send you guys. I go through the message I send you. Okay, 2023, the message I send you guys, but I'm going to focus today. 2023, new housing changes, anti-flipping tax, principal residence exemption, business income for the properties less than 1 year, vacant house taxes, and vacant house declaration and vacant house taxes. That's only for Toronto, and I didn't put it in the messages and other government changes. Government changes for 2023. Canada pension plan changes, EA changes, personal bracket changes, TSFA changes. A lot of things they have to talk today. 2023. Okay, while I am talking, make a note. If you want, I can send out the email, whatever the prints I have. Your database clans, please. This is one of the topic. You can send out the database clans for this week. 2023 changes. Okay. First, we are going to go through the anti-flipping tax. Anti-flipping tax. Three major things for the real estate industry started from January 1st, 2023. Anti-flipping tax plus ban for the foreign buyers and the vacant home taxes. Anti-flipping tax means if somebody buy the property, and so the very good wording they are asking anti-flipping tax. If you buy the and if you sell the property within this is Canada Revenue Agency's regulation. That means all federal regulation. But we are talking is a federal regulation. Anti-flipping property, they're saying if you buy, the Canada Revenue Agency has already been investigating. The next part, I'm going to read the sentence direct and I'm going to explain to my word. Under the new tax law, anyone who sell the property which they own for less than 12 months, again, there's a gray area for the 12 months. They mark it out specifically 365 consecutive days will be considered to have the flip. If you sell the house, if you keep the house less than 365 days, that's going to be a flip. That's okay. This is including your primary residence as well as investment property. The part we had to understand that under the tax law, they're saying the 12 months period is coming. The primary your personal property as well as the flipping property. Whatever you do, even though flipping property, you rent it out to 10 months. Okay, once you rent out 10 months, all this time that's considered as an investment property. Yes, but the same time is it less than 365 days. Any reason you sell this property, that coming under the anti-flipping. That what is it means is that's becoming as a business income. You can sell it if you can't afford nothing going to stop you to do anything, but only the tax part. It's not a criminal activities, okay? But the tax part, how the tax part is going to work, for example, either your investment property or personal property. We go to the investment property first. If the investment property you buying for 500,000 and selling for 600,000, that 100,000, the regular way, the 100,000 is going to be capital gain taxes. We already know that part. Now, less than 365 days, that's going to be a business income. When it's going to be a business income, 100% you have to pay for that. That's going to be pay for the price. Plus, another tricky part, if the person income is lower, he has to pay for the Canada pension too. That means the tax bracket is going to be business tax, net business. There's no deduction. The income going to be. But if you lose money, that's fine. You lose money, you don't need to pay. I think a few weeks ago, one of the Zoom, one agent asked me if I lose money, what is the penalties? I told him that time I double check. I don't want to guess. I double check and tell you. But then the next week I forget. If the same person is there in the Zoom, I can tell you. In case there is no penalty. This is the word. No penalty to sell. There's no penalty to sell less than 365 days or less than 12 months. There's no penalty. But at the same time, they consider as a business income or business loss. If we have a loss, we can come under the business loss. That's a different tax loophole. We will talk about separately. Second thing, if you are buying the property and under the anti-flipping law, if you are buying the property as a primary residence, the primary residence law is changed now. All this time, primary residence can be the purpose you buy the property. I'm talking about the law as a history, not anymore. The purpose you buy the property and who is the first person to move in that property. Again, permanent residency status, whether it can be a brand new property from the builder or else resale property. The purpose to buy the property, first person moving the major word for the tax law. First person moving the property. For example, all this time you buy the property from the builder, you are getting 24,000 exemption for the HST. Plus first person moving is you. Maybe after 1 week you had a bad dreams. Easy example. You had a bad dreams in the house, and the religious side, the house is facing the different direction. You only live there in the house only 1 week. You move, you still qualifying the primary residence status for that particular property if you sell it. Now, everything is wiped out. Primary residence, before primary residence mean, that's why I'm going to talk about the primary residence a little bit more after I finish this one, this particular topic. If you keep the house less than 1 year, the gain, whatever the gain you are making, the exception, primary resident exception is not going to be there anymore. In that case, you can sell it. All right, you can sell it, but if you make profit, you can't use excuse all this time. Even 1 year, I know even 1 year, three houses you can own it. First January, you bought the house in January, you sold the house in February and bought other house bought the house in another house in February and sold it for March or sorry, June, July, and bought other one, everything under the primary residence. But everything stops. Government is strict now. They should have to do it long time ago anyway. As a fair part, they waited too long and doing it. It's okay. At least they're doing it now. From now, if somebody buy it and sell it, there is no primary residence, even though you change the address and everything. Okay, what is primary residence? Other side, primary residence means some people buy the property, they don't even qualify the primary resident. The reason, if you want to show to Revenue Canada the house you buying as a primary resident, you have to change your address to the Canada Revenue Agency as well as a public records, Election Canada, through the Revenue Canada. Plus, you have to change your driver's license. It's not a mandatory for driver's license, but at the same time, driver's license or any other bills, you have to keep it in that particular address. Phone bill, bills, bank address changes, other than the utility bills. Because if some people doing the Airbnb, they keep the utilities under their name. In that case, utilities are the tax bill, utilities bill, they don't consider. Other than the utility bills, you had to keep it for the proof of the primary resident. Primary residence is kind of one of the little bit good topic to talk. Primary resident. What is primary residence? What is primary residence is one of the part we had to understand. If we buy the property, according to the government of Canada, less than 1.5 acres. Your property size, if you buy the property for 4 and then you say that's all primary residence, they don't allow that one. That depends on the municipalities too. Depends on the different provinces. Canadian government having a primary residence exception, but some provinces, they have some restrictions. The lot size, square foot size, how many square foot for the land. And some areas, if you buy the land for 10 acres land and you live there, 53,000 square foot, they will, and the house, they will give you 0.5 acre land. Some areas in Ontario, 1.5 acres land. 1.5 acres, the house and the 1.5 acres land is go as a primary resident, and the rest of the land, you may applicable to capital gain, not consider primary resident. The good part for the primary residents, there is no ceiling. There's no ceiling. Even though you make 2 million, there is no ceiling. That's unbelievable exception. We still have it in Canada. No other countries, even another countries even England, I believe is 300,000. I'm showing you guys. My alarm is ringing. As I told you, 10 o'clock alarm. Whatever I tell you, I follow too. Okay. The primary residence side, there's no ceiling for the primary residence in Canada. I double checked today. Is there any ceiling, any millions? No. Whatever the price you buy, you sell it, your primary resident, tax exempted. Tax exemption is there. This is one of the major benefit we are still enjoying in Canada. But there are so many talks came out, but still the government didn't change it. Hope they're not going to change it. Okay. The second part for the corporation also having some small direction and everything up to 1,930,000. I don't want to confuse right now for that one. If you buy the property under the corporation, if you buy the property under the corporation, you sell the property under the corporation. If you are rent it out, you can go under the corporation only one time exception. Then you can leave your house as a primary resident, unlimited exception, and you buy the house under the corporation. Yes, you can take some advantage of the tax advantages. That's your knowledge, the power. Read more, and you'll understand how do you organize if you have more houses. Why you want to buy under the corporation and take advantage on certain things. All right, okay. Everybody understand primary resident. The primary resident status not going to be there if somebody buy it and sell it within 365 days or less. Okay. The next part, the same thing for the primary resident status. If anybody buy less than 1 month and selling it, that's considered as an inventory. Inventory means the grocery store guy buying the bag of rice from China and selling it to the regular customers. Same thing like they're considering if you sell it as a flipping. Usual this time they treat it as a you buy and renovate and sell. They treat it as a business income. Now less than 1 year, everything going under the business income. Okay, ban for the foreign buyers. When it's come to the foreign buyers, guys, we already. when it's come to the foreign buyers, started from Europe. Whole story, just to refresh your mind. Started from European countries. After they changed it, the foreign buyers ban, they introduced by the European Europe. Then Vancouver is the first province started for the foreign buyers tax. On we talking about 2016, Vancouver started, and finally the all three level of government started joined together and started the foreign tax credit on the 2017 April. When the Ontario, that time Ontario, when they started the foreign tax credit, that's only they are talking in the knowledge side. I'm telling you guys, they started only Golden Horseshoe area. The Golden Horseshoe area, certain area, the property under the certain kind of properties, residential properties only residential properties, and the multiplex up to 5plex, anything more than 5plex, that's not coming under the residential properties. Commercial doesn't come under the foreign tax credit, and those kind of things they introduced 2017. And I believe is the date is 2020, 2022 August, 2022 April, August 9, 2022, Ontario introduced all over Ontario before the federal government come and ban, and before the rate change to 28%. The Ontario government announced that one August 19, 2022, and wherever you buy the property under the foreign buyers buy the property, they introduced to not only residential, they introduced to the foreign tax, and the federal government put the ban on it now. From January 1st and 2 years, the federal ban, okay, federal violation if you do it. The foreigners cannot buy the property. Foreigners cannot buy the property in Canada for the period of 2 years. That's what the government want to give a chance for the Ontarians to own citizen to buy those funds. But the law came out, the 10,000 fine for the realtors and 10,000 fine for the officers. For example, if you for the pre-construction, you think the pre-construction builder saying is going to close in the 2025, then you are saying only the ban only for 2 years. In that case, I can sell it to my clients, and 2026, 5 years, condo project 25 years. Today, for the foreign buyer for the pre-construction condos, they are not going to close it. In that case, lawyers doesn't know. But at the same time, builders might ask, they send the information to the builder. But at the same time, the real estate agent involved for the foreign buyer to buy the pre-construction. Regular resale, you cannot buy it. You know that part. The time of the closing, lawyer will find out. But if you involve that the foreign buyers, 10,000 penalty for the agent, and through the FinTrack office need to find out whether it's a foreigner or not. In that case, if we office miss it, it's going to be another 10,000 for the office. That's the changes. The final part, the bottom line. I'm going to read it for the one few sentence. Effective January 2023, if you plan to flip the home while owning less than 65 days, except to be there, hook up the taxes on the full value of the full value of your profit, and the principal resident exemption will no longer apply. Make sure you speak to the professionals before you start anything. Okay. After this one, what we're going to talk about, what are the changes government doing it for? What are the changes government doing it for other industries? Other industry means other than the okay, vacant tax credit. One of the agent also sent me the message. I have few questions. About the foreign tax credit and everything. After I finish all this one, I'll go through the questions, whatever I got it from the salespeople. Okay, the foreign tax, the vacant tax credit came out only for the Toronto. Hopefully, every other municipalities may introduce those one. The vacant tax credit, if the property, the vacant tax credit applicable, okay. If the residential property owners, okay, if the vacant tax credit, the way they're looking for the vacant tax credit, if the property located in Toronto, if it is vacant for more than 6 months, they didn't say number of days. That's what I was looking at. If the property is vacant more than 6 months, that's applicable to vacant tax fine we had to pay. There's a fine 1% of the value of the property. The value of the property, how they're going to do it? Maybe they can go for the assessed value. If they find out for the what I heard, I know this, don't take it as granted what I am telling you right now. What I heard for the freehold properties, they are the municipalities, they are going around and looking for the garbages. If the particular houses there is no garbage at all, and they are monitoring municipality, you guys know every municipalities, they drive around every street almost every other day and see where is the cars parked. Are they doing any other renovation in the front driveways? And what they are doing it, the municipality watchdogs, they are doing that one. The inspectors are doing that one without knowing ourselves. They are continuously doing. If you start to dig the driveway, you will know. The next day municipality come, everybody feel like the next door neighbor is complying. No, they are watching it. Even though you start to do some renovation work, they see the garbages and they say everybody, we feel like they are the neighbor informing. The municipality officials are looking around. Okay, if they find out, they send the information to Toronto peoples, and this date mark, the dated for November 17th. Mostly everybody say they send that same date. I believe November, the third week of November says in the letter to report the status of the property, the status of the property by February 2nd. All resident property owners required to declare the property status if they are residential property annually. They are become as an annual basis. Toronto people, whatever the property is located in the Toronto, annual basis, you are responsible even though you get the letter or you don't get the letter. If you miss that one after February 2nd, even though you're leaving the house, you had to report you are leaving the house. You are renting the house, you have to report you are renting the house. After February 2nd, if you fail to report, Municipality of Toronto Property Tax Department going to charge $250 penalty. Anybody live in Toronto, you don't get the letter or you get the letter and ignore it, please go and do it. Your letter is showing the roll number for the property tax roll number and the property address as well as a customer number. You're going to find out that one and inform them $250. Okay, for example, your house is worth for 1 million. Assessed value worth for 1 million. If it is vacant, 1%, $10,000 is going to be vacant tax. You have to pay to the municipality of Toronto. That's one of the new things they started. But even though they started, they're looking for 2022 tax year. If the 2022 tax year, the house vacant for more than 6 months, you have to pay for it. I feel like these are the important ones. Residential properties, the definition of the residential properties, you buy and live. We can make the residential properties like stock market item. You buy and make profit and go. Even though I am a realtor, I am the investor in real estate industry, but still there is a genuine intention behind. Residential properties are people to buy and live. If you buying the property and holding the property for 1 year, not to rent anybody because nobody want to damage the property or rental harder, you have to move the rental and be selling it. We are collapsing the government system, residential tenancy system. All right. Anyway, if you have any questions, send it to me. We will answer all your questions. And what are the other changes government doing it? That's important, guys. Please make a note. If you have a database clients, you're going to send out. Number one, you're sending out the property changes, anti-flipping, foreign buyers, as well as the vacant property taxes and principal residence gain versus regular business gain. And you sell the property, how are you going to report the profit and loss in the taxation and all these first part I covered. The next we are moving into what are the deductions coming up. Government is increasing the payroll deductions. Payroll deduction is increased from Canada Pension Plan deductions, the moving from Canada Pension Plan. Okay, Canada Pension Plan, all this time 5.7% is moving to 5.95. 2023 January 5.95. That's mean This means the maximum employees contribution for the pension plan, $3,499.80 to moving to $3,754. That's been as a real estate agent. Your employer and employee who is you. In that case, the new one, 3,754.45 multiplied by 2. If you are a real estate agent, plan, your pension ceiling is I believe it's 64,000. I'll come to that point. And the pension alone you're going to pay if you report the income, say up to $70,000 net income under your personal tax. Under your personal tax, you are reporting, say 150,000 you make, 75,000 your expenses, 75,000 your income, you are reporting 75,000. Other than the tax, Canada pension alone, you're going to pay $7,508.09. New changes. That means that increase is only $500 increase for you. $250 for the employees who work in the places, and the self-employed people's $500. Government increased the Canada pension plan. And employment insurance. That employment insurance, we don't pay the employment insurance for ourselves as a self-employed people. We can pay it if we like it. If we like it, we could pay it. But anyway, we don't pay it. But all this time, the employment insurance per year, $952.74, and that's increased by another $50 to $1,002. And together, they're putting it together under the Canadian Federal and Independent Business Bureaus. They're putting it. Every Canadian worker is going to pay $305 less for the annual work take home income. The next one's the carbon tax, guys. You may see so many debate was in the parliament for the carbon tax. Government started the carbon tax earlier. They said they're going to use that money to reduce the pollution for the earth. But I'm in the publics. I'm 145 members are listening. Then I don't want to give my own comment. But at the same time, the carbon tax is increased according to the statistics and Federal Tax Bureau they are putting in the federal government carbon tax increase set to $50 to $65 per ton from April 1st, 2023. They are saying the Canadian the Taxpayers Federation is the one announcing this message. We're going to pay, now we are paying 11%, now it's going to be 13% for the liter of gas. Liter of gas, what do we pump right now? $11.05 carbon tax. $11.05, other than all the taxes, $11 for the carbon tax. That's increasing to $11 cents, sorry, the 1 liter gas, 11.5 cents. 11.5 cents, sorry for the mistake. 11.5 cents we are paying it right now. That's going to be increased to 14.31 cents per liter of gas. Government is increasing. That's carbon tax, not only for the gas, but we pump the natural gas distribution to the houses, heating costs and everything's increased. The only my comment, guys. Government want to decrease the carbon. Yes, we worry about the climate changes, but at the same time, government, all the developed government is sending the arms and the war. They're encouraging the war. How many tons of carbon is coming out of the air every single day? Just consider for your thoughts. I'm telling you in my own thoughts. Okay. I'm moving to the TSFA. If you go to TSFA, yes, TSFA. If you don't have a TSFA, please consider TSFA is one of the good avenue to save money without taxes. The government is encouraging the TSFA. It's very big time. If you guys have more knowledgeable TSFA, please come and talk. I need to learn about TSFA. Why the government is after TSFA? I need to know. I have some gray area in my mind too. I'm only telling for this one. TFSA value increase since 2019, the pandemic and everything, they're keeping the same amount. Now the TSFA amount increased from $6,000 to $6,500. $500 increase per year limit. Per year limit. They started when the age 19, and you go back and check every year whatever the TSFA limit. You can check the TSFA limit from the Revenue Canada notice of assessment. How much the limit you have. Up to that limit, you can contribute whatever the income produce. If some you have any seniors in the house, they are receiving the pension, not the pension. Pension doesn't matter. Receiving the old age security supplement. If they receive any other income, that's affect. But if they have money in the TSFA, doesn't affect at all. They can keep the money in the TSFA. Everybody have a different limit TSFA, but surprisingly, the TFSA part, even though non-residents, non-resident tax credit and everything in the year, even though non-resident, they don't have a residency. If they live in the Canadian soil, government is allowing for the TSFA room for them. That's the interesting part, why government is allowing that high. We will all start this search, and if anybody have in the group right now, 140, if you have more knowledge than me for the TSFA site, please come out and give me some information. You are welcome. Everybody is welcome to come out. The next one is next to TSFA. Next to TSFA, the government changes for each and every provinces. Each and every provinces, there are some changes. For example, the changes means the personal taxes. Personal taxes changes is there. Personal taxes, the brackets. Personal tax bracket is changed. Personal tax bracket is changed from last year to this year. The bracket almost $1,000 they increase for the lower bracket to high bracket. The last year 2021, the lower bracket is 49,000. 49,000. This year the lower bracket is increased to 50,000. What does that means is the government of Canada's that's the changes. That's the change. Same thing like Canada pension plan changes, EI changes, the tax changes also there. It's good to know what are the changes you have for this year. I don't see any corporate tax changes. If you are receiving your money under the corporation, under the PRC corporation, I don't see any changes so far. No, I don't see it. Maybe there are changes, but I didn't get the chance to read it, or I don't have any corporate changes. But the personal changes is there. For example, personal taxes. Personal taxes in Canada, personal taxes we have provinces and the federal government. Most of the provinces, they are not doing their provincial tax. They are leaving the federal government, so Canada Revenue Agency, to looking after the collection of the provincial taxes. Then Canada Revenue Agency doing for provincial as well as a federal one. But the tax system is different. When you file the tax, one tax we are filing it, even though same form. One tax we are filing for the federal, and one tax we are filing, certain forms we are filing for the provincial side. Quebec, yes, we are separately need to file for the Quebec tax, other than the Quebec. Okay, the federal tax only I am talking right now. Federal taxation. They are giving some room for everybody for the free tax room. That free tax room increased this year. The free tax room increased this year. If your income is less than 155,000, less than 155,625, your free tax room every year is increased to $14,398. Based on the inflation and everything, they set up these rates. This year, up to $14,398 somebody make. Even though you pay the tax to the employer, you can't get back that one. It's tax free. That's mean first government of Canada thinking from the $14,938 is enough to live in Canada. Ontario government is still keeping the 11,000 bracket. I believe it's 11,000 for 2022. They're keeping for $11,191. That's the bracket Ontario government is keeping it. Anyway, the different provinces are different. You can see in Alberta there are big huge reduction for the provincial tax side. Even though you buy anything, you don't pay the provincial tax. Only you pay the GST in Alberta. Every provinces are different. Okay, if somebody's income is over 155,000, over 155,000, the personal limit is changed. Personal limit is changed to only $12,719. That's mean the income goes higher. Income goes higher, everything is changed. Tax bracket goes up, plus your personal limit also coming less. That's mean you end up paying the government more tax. The major tax bracket this year, I can say the tax brackets changes. Canadian federal tax is a progressive tax. 0 to 15,000, 0 to 14,000, you don't pay any taxes. From the 14,000 to 50,200, your tax bracket only 15%. Only federal side, provincial is different. And 50,000 to 100,000, 392, say 100,000, easy calculation. Your tax is going to be 20%. And 100,000 to 155,000, after that range, 100 to 155,000 range, your federal tax is going to be 26%. And after 155,000 to 221,000 is going to be 29%, plus so many other changes there. And over 221,000, there is some surtax bracket. You end up paying 52% tax. Sorry to say this one, you end up paying 52%. Some calculations showing 48%. Anyway, say 48 to 50. 50% is a good amount to keep rather than minor changes. If your income is over 221,000, your taxes, you're going to pay close to 50% for the tax alone. Plus, when you go and buy other stuff, you're going to pay the PST and GST and the regular tax and the property tax when we leave the houses. There are so much percentage of the taxes we are paying. But we are still happy because we are living in the best country in the world, and we are making money. I'm going to go through the chat box. See the chat box, what are the questions there? And I have few questions from our members. I seen eight messages showing the chat box, and we will go and do this one. Thanks for the members who join. I seen it, 146 members today. Guys, who will come late, please make a schedule. And everybody, you are starting the income zero, make an income for 1 million for this year. Everybody make a 1 million income for this year. And how much money you make, save first before you spend. Okay, I'm going to go to the chat box right now. Chat box questions. If I can't able to read, Kanan, I may need your help to read. Chat box. Okay, first few messages are Happy New Year messages. That's good. Thank you so much for the guys who sent the Happy New Year message. And other one is Fire sent the message. Does apply the pre-construction. If someone booked 3 years ago and they just got it and they sell it within 12 months. Okay, Fire's asking the question, saying that one. The two question he combination as a one question. And he asking, if somebody booked the property 3 years ago, he didn't talk about the foreign tax side. It's a regular person side he's asking. I believe 3 years ago, and he just got the property and he sell it within 12 months. Is apply for the flipping side, just Fires. It's not like a foreign tax credit, foreign tax, like whenever you make the agreement doesn't apply for the selling part right now. If you close the property after January 1st, that's the tax law. Anti-flipping law doesn't not showing whenever you sign the deal, whenever you sign the agreement doesn't show. Anti-flipping law showing if you close the property after January 1st, and if you don't keep the property 365 days, you are coming under the anti-flipping category. Your gain, there's no capital gain deduction. Your gain is going to be a business profit, business profit. You have to pay for it. And the same time, I can have other question is came this morning to me about the signing the part. Okay, the question is okay, if somebody okay, the non-resident signed the contract. Non-resident signed the contract in March 2021. March 2021 out of the Golden Horseshoe area. Golden Horseshoe area that time for the 15% foreign tax credit. Out of the Golden Horseshoe area, there is no foreign tax credit. And the contract was signed apart from the Golden Horseshoe area in the March 2021, how much is the non-resident tax credit at this moment? His question, foreign tax credit is banned from 2020. Time, if somebody signed the contract before that one, we are following the contract whenever the contract was signed for the foreign tax credit. Based on that one, we're going to pay for the foreign tax. They can close the transaction just if they want to sell it. That's a different story. That's anti-flipping category. If the foreign buyer, they close the transaction and rent it out and keep the property, the foreign tax credit based on the date of the contract signed and the location. For example, here his question, March 2021, for the London, Ontario, actually he marked it, not the Golden Horseshoe area. As from my knowledge, he is going to be a 15%. But at the same time, they increased that to 20% just to find out. But when my answer for this particular question is 15% tax. But non-resident ban doesn't apply. The who signed the application before that one. And the same agent sent me other question. What is the difference between non-residential seller's tax versus foreign tax credit? Again, he's asking about NRST. NRST means non-resident seller's tax. The non-resident seller's tax is not the same. It's not the same 20% as non-resident speculation tax. Non-resident speculation tax is the one buyer pay. Non-resident seller's tax, sellers pay. But at the same time, what happened if it's the right time to discuss about the non-resident side. If the non-resident own the property in Canada, there are regulations, Canadian government, Canada Revenue Agency telling them to do. Everyone has to file the tax every year, unless otherwise their parents, grandparents, blood relatives live there. The purpose of rental, okay? We don't need to file the tax. If we are making as an income, regular tenants, we have to file the taxes. But the time you sell the tax, you have to declare it. You are a non-resident. Who going to pay the taxes? Non-resident seller going to pay 25% of the total value. In some arguments, some lawyers saying we don't need to pay the 20% of the total value for the gain. Even with the time of the closing the transaction, two lawyers may fight and argue only the capital gain part. What are the capital gain part? How much is the capital gain? Based on the capital gain part, 50%, 20% of the capital gain they had to pay in advance to the government. But anyway, basically saying so many textbooks and everywhere, the non-residents, when they sell the property, the value of the property, 25% of the value of the property, non-residents lawyer, the non-resident sellers informed the buyer's lawyer. This is the way. Informed the buyer's lawyer. That means buyer, for example, the non-resident seller selling the property for 1 million, the buyer responsible, if the buyer's lawyer is responsible, buyer is responsible to pay 25% of the money direct to the government of Canada on behalf of the seller. Because seller may not be in the country, or because government doesn't want to pay it, they want to give the responsibility to the person who live in Canada to pay the taxes. Seller's lawyer might say, seller, we can't able to get back the seller or something like that. That's the reason they're saying the person existing in Canada, he is responsible, buyer responsible to pay 28% of the money. Buyer's lawyer has to pay to the Revenue Canada on behalf of the seller. What the seller has to do, he has to get the certificate of compliance. Seller can apply for the certificate of compliance to the CRA through the seller's lawyer. The lawyers know what to do it. If the property is rental property, the rental areas and everything is one side, they had to do it. That's a big job, big topic to talk. Not everybody need that one. Leave it to the lawyers, but the lawyers can get a certificate of compliance, and after the lawyers get the certificate of compliance, only the capital gain portion, they had to file the taxes. They had to that particular year, even though non-residents, even though non-resident, he may not going to have a social resident number. They had to obtain the temporary social resident number to file tax filing purpose only that particular time. My experience, that start from 0. Our social number start from 5, and some people come from different countries start from 1. And the non-resident tax filing purpose, the numbers, the CRA assign the number starts 0. Now it's 00, I believe. And that particular number, then you had to file the tax return and get back the money. That other than the capital gain, if you already paid more money as an installment, you can get back the money. That's the way it's work. If I asked your question, you asked me for the regular people's signed the contract 3 years ago and they bought the house and selling it. Yes, anti-flipping law. Anti-flipping law doesn't say anything about the buying date. Closing date is the one anti-flipping law showing. If you flip the property, if you buy the property after January 1st, anti-flipping law applies. And the next question in the chat box, guys, we bear with me a few minutes. I go into the chat box now.
Sorry, Selva, just a clarification. So when we book a pre-construction,
yeah,
it's 3 years ago we book it, and then we get it and we sell it. When we get it, we sell it 3 months after. So what are they going to look at from the date? The date you got the condo, or the date?
No. The day the anti-flipping law saying, when did you close the transaction? Title change from the builder to your clients.
Okay, got it. Okay.
January 1st. After January 1st, the title change, occupancy doesn't matter. The title change, ownership change to your clients or you. But you had to keep it 365 days in order to claim as a capital gain taxes or the primary residence status. Okay, first. Okay. The next question. Sony sent the question. So I decided that what I do farming and buy a farm which is 10 acres and want to live there. I guess my farmhouse is not considered as a primary residence. Not really, Sony. Sony's question is, yes, there's a confusion word. There is a, okay, the non-primary residence status, different municipalities, different provinces, application is different. But for example, what I understand for the primary residence, if you buy and live there just as a primary resident, and that's coming under the primary resident exception for the gain. But at the same time, size of the property. I seen it in the two major places. One place showing half an acre, other place showing half a hectare. That's been 1.5 acres, and other places 53,337 square foot of the land. That's only for capital gain exception for the primary resident. In your question, Sony, if you have 10 acres farmland and you live there, your house and the 1.5 acres land, your house, again, you are living the 10 acres farmland, your house and 1.5 acres land coming under the primary resident, other 8.5 acres land is going to be, the land gain is going to be, you have to pay for the capital gain taxes. For example, this law is not a new law. For example, rural residential properties, people buy 5-6 acres land and live there. Even when you apply for the bank, for the banking purpose, what they do, Kana, are you in the meeting now?
Yeah.
Okay, if somebody buying the rural residential properties for 10 acres, the bank purpose, house and the 4 acres, 2 acres or 5 acres, they consider as a house site and the rest as a land price.
So what they will look at is the property and the first 5 acres.
First 5 acres, yeah.
Majority of the A-side lenders that we deal with now will look at the first 5. There are some other B-side lenders or alternative lenders that may look at more, but majority of them, let's look at it as the first 5 acres.
Okay, Sony, thanks, Kana. For example, even though the law is, if you're buying 10 acres land and you live there, first 5 acres land on the house, they consider as a primary house. And they give you the loan for 20% down payment. The rest, they go as a land value, they will ask you 50%. Same thing here, the primary status is there. Primary status is there. Even though you live in the farmland, that's your primary house. Primary status there, 1.5 acres land, and the house, you can ask the appraiser, and the appraiser can value you for the 2 different valuation. Like a sale of business, you're selling it. Business one price and property one price. Yeah? The same thing like this, you can get the appraiser, first 1.5 acres and the house, how much is worth, and the rest of the land. That's the way you can get the exemption. It's a good question, guys. It's a very good question, Sonny. And the next one, there's a loophole. The government still allow the foreign student to buy if I am not mistaken. No, not like that, Sonny. I think you double check. As far my knowledge, the government ban. Yesterday we have Khanna also was talking about the same topic. There is not a real ban. This is a penalty. The government want to charge some extra money and this and that. As far my concern is a federal regulation. Federal regulation. Foreigners ban. The foreign student, even though there is a confusion and the gray area for the residency and the foreign buyers. For example, even as I said now, TSFA, the foreign students who come and live in Canada as a foreign student, even though they doesn't have the federal status to live in Canada, but they are getting the TSFA room. But that's different. But even though other way around, the Canadian citizen, okay, Canadian citizen living in US, for example, Canadian citizen. But I'm telling you guys, based on my knowledge, you guys verify for the recording purpose or the tax purpose. You guys verify your own side. Even the Canadian resident, Canadian citizen living in other country, if doesn't have any tie with Canada. For example, tie means bank account, houses, and everything. Doesn't have any tie with Canada, he losing the residency status. Once you losing the residency status, he is considered as a non-resident. But when he buy the property, he's not, the government of Canada not looking them as a foreign buyer. They're considering as a Canadian. There's a law is different for the residency status as well as the foreign buyer status. I think Sony, the foreign students cannot sell it. Please don't sell it to the foreign students and they get in trouble. Okay, you have to pay $10,000 to the government. All right, the next one. Vijay is sending the message. How is the flip tax affects pre-construction assignment sale? Look like assignment sales already have been taxed last year. Yes, assignment sale, they didn't wait too long because the government of Canada started April 7th, I believe. April 7th, yes, April 7th, May 7th. I don't know, I remember the date. Either April 7th or May 7th of last year, they started fully implementing the assignment. Assignment sale never come under the capital gain. Assignment sales are under the business gain. Even though assignment, you keep the assignment for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, doesn't matter. And plus the assignment sale under the GST regulation. Assignment sale, the person who making the assignment sale, assigner and assignee. Assigner is a seller. He make the profit. That full profit is you have to pay for the HST. From the plus, what are the money they're making as a business gain? Business tax plus the income is lower, they have to pay for the Canada pension. Assignment law already been changed. Again, Vijay, I'm going to read your question. How the flip tax is already there for the assignment. Full tax doesn't applicable to for the new law because the law already started. Okay. The next one is Nava. Happy New Year, Selvana. It has been very nice meeting and a lot of information many of us needed. Thank you, Navaratna. Oh, thank you so much for the good comment. And when we are moving to the next one, for the tax bracket, for example, Adnan put it for the tax bracket. If the bracket is 29%, do you pay 29% of entire 150,000 or only for the portion of the 150,000 and the below 150,000 be 20%? Okay, Adnan, the good part and the fair part for the all developed countries, not only Canada, even US tax system and foreign British tax system, everything. The tax system called progressive tax. The lower income person not to pay the taxes at all, and a little bit more income person, low income person mean less than 40,000. As I said, $40,398 in Canada, federal government, Canada, no tax at all. From say 50,000, easy calculation, $50,000 to $50,000 only 15% tax for the federal. And which province you live is different. If it's Ontario, 6.05%. That's what you have to pay for it. And Again, your question, if somebody make 155,000 or more, whatever the money they make, more than that one only, they're going to pay 29%. Whatever come less, it's a portion. Like a land transfer tax is a good calculation for you guys when I compare it. Land transfer tax also progressive tax. Whatever you studied, 0 to 55, 0.005%. 55 to 250, and 250, that's what is, you guys studied those ones, yeah? Yeah, there's something like that, like a land transfer tax. But the tax system, 0 to 15,000 free, 15,000 to 50,000, 15% federal, and 50,000 to 100,000, 50,000 to 100,000, 20%, 20.5%, 20.5, and 100 to 55%, 26%, and more than that one is different. That's been answer your question, not everything. If you go over the ceiling, you don't pay the tax for everything. Only that particular portion is increased. Okay, something like that. And the next question from Amoeba: how the co-op condos vacant tax works? If there is no customer number and the property taxes, usually management pay the property taxes with the management. Please advise. Okay, what is that means? Amoeba asking the question as a vacant tax credit for the resident Toronto properties. The residential property ownership, if it is more than 6 months vacant, as I said, you have to declare it and you have to pay for the 1% penalty. And Amoeba asking co-op condos, co-op ownership. Amoeba asking, everybody know about the hope. I'm talking the publics. In that case, everybody understand the condo, the apartments are different kind. Condo apartments are different kind. At the early stages, some people started as a co-op building. Co-op building means it look like a condo, but the same time ownership is different. Compared to the condominium versus the co-op building, condominium you own the title based on the plan number, based on the level and the what do you call? But you studied this one, the drawings, declaration of registration of the condo creation. Based on that one, you have the ownership for the condo. Condo they consider as a you have own the land, even though not in the land, you feel like you own the land in the sky. You own the land. You pay the land transfer tax and the property tax, condo property tax, equal percentage to the freehold property taxes. Okay, no mill system now. Then the value tax. But co-op building, Amoeba, co-op building, you don't own the property. You are owning the rights to live there. Co-op building, you own the shares of the corporation. For example, I always pick the same building because I deal, the time I started, I was dealing with the building, number 800 Kennedy Road. One of the easy example for me to say, that's from the co-op building. If we are buying the 3-bedroom, you may buy 2.68% of the share of the corporation. If you are buying 1 bedroom, you may get 1.65% of the share of the corporation. Co-op building, you don't own the property. You have the rights to live, rights to sell, right to rent, but you don't own it. You are buying the bundle of rights. Any properties you buy in Canada, you are buying the bundle of rights. But plus freehold and the condominium, you have the ownership, kind of ownership, even though rights. But this one, you don't have any ownership. Just only few rights you buying it. In this case, the co-op building, as far, that's a good question you bring it. I can do some more research, but I don't think you have to declare it for the vacant tax on your own. That's the management supposed to look after that one.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Vanda.
Thanks for the question. It's good for everybody. Good for everybody. Questions are welcome questions. Good for everybody. Rather than we can share our knowledge. Another question from Mr. Sony. Thank you, Selva. I heard that the CP24, which said foreign students are allowed, but let me double check. Sony, 10,000 fine for you, 10,000 fine for me. If you do any funny things, before you check it out. As far my understanding, foreign students who live there is a temporary visa. That's coming under the residency status, not under the, okay, talk to a few people, talk to a few lawyers and go to the website and find out. If you have some valid points, please come to the next Zoom, next Saturday Zoom. Hopefully I'll be here. If I don't go on vacation, I'll be here. Then we can talk about that one. Thank you so much. And the next question. From Amoeba, the foreign buyers closing date APS date mentioned in the previous section. Yeah, the foreign buyers tax ratio based on the application they sign date. But if you sign the application after January 1st, they charge you penalty. If you bring the forms to the office, I don't take the forms. If I accept the form, government charge me penalty. Yes, the regular pre-construction, what they did before January 1st, 2023, based on the date, the foreign tax is there. The reason they started with the 15% and that's went up to 20%, you guys all know that part. And different areas foreign tax come, everything based on the application date and the locations. And Rajkumar sent the message, wish you good luck, Silvana, happy new year. That's nice. Okay. And there's another question from Mr. Sony. Guys, sometimes the chat box, small screen. I think that's all. Anyone have any other questions? I have one question from one agent sent me this morning. Yeah, go ahead.
Silva, I quickly wanted to ask you, for a lot of the people who are getting the legal basement apartment, first question is, when they get the legal basement apartment, does the status of that house or building change into duplex? And the second question is, if they have a legal basement apartment and that is vacant, would that be considered, like, would they look at the vacant basement apartment as a, like, would they put the vacant tax on that, or it doesn't matter as long as
just Fayaz. Okay, for example, yes, Fayaz. This is a very good question. Okay.
Oh, just a few minutes from now.
Anyone else ask me the question? Okay. The government of, city of Toronto is giving more options to build more units for the same building, same lot. The expansion is there. Many different kind of expansion. Even different municipalities are allowing. For example, London, Ontario, and different areas, they are allowing for the coach houses behind you. Even Toronto, if you have a land behind your backyard, you can build a rental property, rental unit, second unit, rental units. And if you have a garage, detached garages, not attached garage, detached garages, you are allowed to put the rental unit again on top of the garages. There are so much changes came, but you are answering the legal basement. There are legal basement fires. If it's only my answer, don't take it 100%. My answer is right. As for my knowledge, only I'm giving you. Okay, legal basement not necessarily always go as a duplex. Legal basement is a legal basement. We can have we can legalize the basement, but we don't need to legalize it as a duplex. You have Toronto property. The reason behind, when it's come to the legal basement, only thing government of fire brigade department, anything is fire. Anything is fire comes. One of the time legal basement, for my knowledge, you had to have the two entrance for the legal basement. They changed those one to one entrance is enough, but you had to have the bigger windows, larger windows. Anybody can able to escape any fire come in one area, and the fire resistance drywall for the kitchen area, and aluminium or iron, just aluminium aluminium doors for the basement to the main floor. The fire resistant 30 minutes fire resistance wall, 30 minutes fire resistant drywalls. Those are the one we need for the legalizing the basement apartment. The reason the legalizing the basement apartment doesn't comply to the duplex all the time. The reason we are using duplex, when we come to the duplex category, we had to have the 2 meters gas, two gas meters, 2 electric meters, plus the furnace also. Some areas they're looking for the status of the duplex. If you don't go to the duplex, is an advantage for us. The property taxes can still remain the same as the residential taxes, but other side, residential, single family resident and the duplex is going under the same category in most cases. In this case, Fayaz, your question is a good question. Not all the legal basements as a duplex category. The second thing, if the legal basement is under the single family resident category, you don't need to declare it as a basement. You can say the basement is you are still using it for your own purpose. But your property is a duplex category. That's mean you're a registered duplex, just one floor. That's mean you are the legal owner. Either you have the house in a two different location or one location as a two property. The government consider the same way. If you have a duplex and one portion is empty for more than 6 months, as for there's a two roll number for that particular properties. In that case, if it is two roll numbers come up, you have to declare it. If it is just under the one roll number, I don't think you need to. The question is a very good question. I don't know the 100% answer, Fayaz. Fayaz, you still there?
Yes, no, I got it. Thank you so much. I mean, it's still helpful. I'll check with one of the lawyers I commonly work with.
Check with one of the lawyers and come
them
back to the next meeting and share with everybody. Again, legal apartment, no need to be a duplex.
Hi, Selva. I have a question too.
Yeah, you go ahead, Barry.
On the top of the legal basement or legal duplex, how about the legal accessory unit? Is it considered the same?
Can you repeat again?
The legal accessory unit.
Legal access?
Accessory.
Yeah, accessories. Okay. Yeah. You had to have that one under the city code. What you had to do, Barry, the best thing to do, call the municipality and call the inspector to come and double check everything, and each and everything just mark it out from the inspector. That means we don't get in trouble. That's the best way to do, the free of charges. The city come and double check everything for the legal basement, and they will give the certification for the legal basement side.
Thank you. So legal accessory unit, my second question, legal accessory unit and the legal duplex. Is it considered the same?
No, two different things. Duplex is you changing the title from single family residence to duplex. As from my knowledge, that's what the Averant said last December. The Averant came. But I am repeating whatever the Averant said last December. He said duplex category, no need duplex category to rent out the legal basement. Duplex category, you can get it separate meters as well as a separate furnace. Most of the houses we have just one furnace. In that case, they don't make it as a duplex category for that one. That's what he said for the last meeting. Better double check. I don't want to pretend I know 100%. Very double check with the lawyers.
Okay, one last question, Selva, for all of us. According to the current market situation, even though the job market, they declared that they have over 100,000 jobs last quarter. So, do you think central government will be increasing another hike the end of this month?
I wish they're not going to do it, but I have a strong feeling they might do it for the 0.25%. That's what we thinking. In last December also we all thought about 0.25 only. We never expected 0.5%. Compared to other very what is a part we are looking at very only for the mortgage industry, only for the mortgage industry and directly for the real estate side. But the Central Bank of Canada has so many articles I went through. Their argument for the currency value, even though Canadian government after they increase 4%, 7 time increase, you can see our currency is today currency is 17.6 or 74.74, less than 75. Yeah. If the even though after the increase the interest rate, so increase the interest rate 7 times, our currency value goes down. What happened? We are buying the product from every other country. That cost will automatically go high. Again, the inflation go up. They are saying even though they don't like to increase the interest rate, but we are in the real estate industry people. We are directly watching the interest rate directly for the mortgage market. But the government of Canada is looking for the currency market more than anything else. Even though we don't support for that one in our industry, but we have. If the currency goes to 65 cents or 68 cents, every price goes up 7-8% up. Answer your question, Barry. I think 0.25. We may expect 0.25%.
Okay. Thank you, Selva. Thank you so much.
We need to understand other things government has to look at it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Business plan, daily schedule and everything. We'll inform you when we're going to do it. Thank you so much. See you next class.
Okay. Have a happy New Year, Selva. Thank you.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Very good luck.
Bye-bye.
இது டிரைவர்ஸாக வேலை வாய்ப்பை பெறுங்கள். மாதாந்தம் $4000 வரை சம்பாதியுங்கள். வணிக நிறுவனங்கள் ஏராசா இணையதளத்தின் மூலம் மளிகைப் பொருட்கள் மற்றும் உணவுப் பொருட்களை விற்பதோடு வாடிக்கையாளர்களுக்கு டெலிவரி செய்யலாம். தமிழில் தகவல்களை அறியாளையுங்கள். GTA பற்றி 40 ஆண்டுகள் அறிந்து கொண்டவரும் வீடு விற்பனை துறை ஊடாக மக்களால் அறியப்பட்டவருமான சிவா பிள்ளை. 416-854-0005. Taxi broker licensed by City of Toronto.